Are you a hardworking business owner striving for success online? There is help. Welcome to the School of Internet Marketing podcast, featuring candid conversations and inspiring stories of online success. Now here's your host.
This is James Martell, founder of the School of Internet Marketing, and today I am your host, and I'll be talking with Stephanie Lichtenstein from Micromedia Marketing about Facebook. And we're going to do a little recap, a Facebook 2012 recap with at MicroSteph. And just a reminder to our listeners before we get started that if you have questions for Stephanie or any of our guests during any of our shows or at any time, you can send your questions on Twitter using our hashtag #GoGreatMinds. Stephanie here is an instructor here at the School of Internet Marketing. She's also in the field with working with her clients every day on social media campaigns, and as a result has the advantage of having a front row seat in seeing exactly what's working with social media marketing right now. She has a very impressive background in the marketing industry, working with both Internet Retailer Top 500 and Fortune 500 companies. Stephanie is a sought-after speaker at industry events, and she lives in beautiful Miami with her fiance. Stephanie, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, James. How are you?
Oh, very well, very, very well. And I know before we get on the show here, you and I were talking about the beautiful area of Miami, and how nice it must be to live there. And I know you've got something planned tonight that sounds a little bit fun.
A lot of people come into town during the holidays. So a lot of my family is actually a little spread around. And my cousins are coming from Nicaragua and from Costa Rica and with their kids. So I tend to be a kid at heart, which I don't know if you know that about me, but if you've ever hung out with me, I do like to have fun. And my little cousins are around, so I'm going to take them to Chuck E. Cheese tonight. But they do have adult beverages there, so I think it's going to be fun for all.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese Miami style. This sounds like a lot of fun. I know you and I were also talking about, of course, you're getting married not too far off in the future to your wonderful fiance, and you're mentioning that he's got a Cuban background.
Yeah, he does. Both of his parents are Cuban, and he was actually born here, which happens a lot in Miami. Growing up, I always met almost every person I met was either from there or their parents were from there. So it has a huge influence in Miami. Next time you come down here, I have to take you to Versailles, is like one of the most famous ones. I think it's been around like 50 years. And La Carreta. It's even at the airport. Like, even if you're flying through, you can get like some really good Cuban food, and I just love it.
Oh, I love it. You know what? That would be so much fun. I know my son Justin and I had a chance to travel the backwoods of Cuba. I guess about 6 years ago, and got to meet the Cuban people and just kind of live with them for 8 days. It wasn't in the resorts by any means. We were out, roughing it in the backwoods, and we had the most spectacular time. And the music there was everywhere you turned. There was amazing music with all the big horns and.
Oh yeah.
It's just something. And I know last time we were in in Miami. We had a chance to go into the old area, which was kind of an old Cuban area. And you mentioned the name of it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you don't remember? Or you
can't
say it, you can't pronounce it?
I don't think I could pronounce it if I even did remember it.
Well, there's Little Havana, and there's also the street called Calle Ocho, which means 8th Street. And I actually used to live like right at the edge of Calle Ocho, turning into Brickell, Brickell's like more of a young professionals area with lots of offices. Calle Ocho is like very old school. Like, you see people that are retired that are, sitting in the square playing dominoes, and you walk around and you get a lot of that flavor and that rhythm. Very laid back, very fun culture that we have, especially on Calle Ocho. It's gotten a lot of tourist attraction. They have this Cuban cigars. The ones that they're allowed to have here, they have. I'm not really sure. I don't smoke. But there's like handmade cigars and things like that. And I haven't been to Cuba, but Rick was saying after we get married, we can go in there. So I definitely want to go. And I've heard great things about it.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like literally going back in time. It's like landing.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably similar to what Miami would have looked like in the 50s. And just to see all the old cars running around, and it's just such a simpler life. It really is a simpler life. I would imagine when we were there, the internet, of course, was pretty much full on 2006, but there really wasn't any internet that we could get our hands on. So it was kind of much quieter, and it's a totally different lifestyle. And it was. I'll never forget it, and I can't wait to go back. So now with you and I were talking about Facebook a little bit, and Facebook 2012 recap, I think is appropriate because I know a lot of business owners are either really engaged in Facebook as a viable source to bring in new customers, or they're partially involved, or they're not involved at all. And I think a lot of people that are not involved are simply not involved, or that are just kind of dabbling with it because they don't really understand what kind of audience is there, what they're doing, and how they can actually benefit by being a part of it from the advertising point of view. So let's talk about the year in reflection. You're the one that's really into Facebook and has been for years. Let's go back, if you would, to when they announced the timeline.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook has changed a ton. I was using it on a personal basis starting, maybe like I don't even remember. It was so long ago. Maybe it was like '06 or '05 or something like that. But I actually started using it for business purposes in 2007, and it's evolved a lot, especially from the business perspective, because when it first started, it was only for college students. And then it opened up to everyone, and those were only personal pages. But now they had business pages, and these business pages actually have, really good data on who your audience is. You can actually target who you want through ads. But in 2012, they've evolved it even more. They started in January with the timeline, and I think it definitely was a big change for people, and they weren't used to it, and they weren't understanding what the point of it was. But now that it's all come together and looking back on the year, James, you were telling me how you were looking at your daughter's page and what you saw with it, and it's just amazing how you can actually keep track of what's gone on in the past year. If you look on your Facebook page right now, on the top right, there's something that says see your 2012 year in review, and it shows you your top moments of the year. What were some of the top moments for your daughter?
I actually looked at it a little bit differently. I didn't see that button yet, although I will go check it out. What amazed me was I was actually flipping through her photo album. And as usual, she posted a little photo of our granddaughter, which always gets my attention. So I head over to the photo album. Then I just decided to scroll down a little bit. And so now I'm in her photo album, see all the photos of current today. Then I click the next button, and there's all the photos that were in the previous, time line, I guess. And then I just started clicking, and I went all the way back because she takes a lot of photos. I don't know if she has them uploaded automatically or how she does it, but I could see her life go back from today right through, her getting her job, her graduating from college, the marriage, Brooke being born, all the photos of Brooke right back to when she was born, and then back through into even right back to 2007. And I'm thinking, what an amazing gift, really, from Facebook. And Facebook does get some bad press, and there's this whole issue of privacy. But if you really kind of take that and put that aside, I'm looking at, can you imagine, Steph, if you had your photo album in Facebook, and it's much more than a photo album because it's an archival. Photo albums aren't necessarily put in sequential order. And
or into words too.
Or having people commenting on them.
It's amazing. I mean, I wish that this was available since I was born, because that's what the timeline does, is it goes back to when you were born, and then it starts actually when you started the page. Now, when it comes to privacy and all of that, it's up to you what you put on your page, and it's also up to you who you're sharing that information with. So if you have certain things, or you accept who you're going to be friends with, then you shouldn't worry about the privacy stuff. It's really like what you're putting out there. But the truth is, the way people communicate now is through social media. I also, have come in contact with some old friends, or I want to take a look at someone. Even when I was interviewing people to work for me, I was looking at their social media pages. And what's very cool about it is what James is saying, which is on the right-hand side, you can go back 2012, 2011, 2010. So if I want to see what someone was doing before, or I haven't seen a friend in a while, then they add me. Like I can go in and look and see, wow, one of my friends I hadn't seen, she moved to Ohio. I hadn't seen her in a few years. When I last saw her, she had one baby boy, and now she has two, who I hadn't seen anything about. So I went in and I looked and I saw, everything that had been happening in her life. And it was very interesting, very cool to see. And like James said, it collaborates with your family and your friends. So it's way more than just a photo album. It's your social life that you put out there, and and it's showing also what like with your friends and your family too. It's very cool.
Yeah, and it really does give us the ability to communicate with family. I know at least with our family on a much higher level than we ever did. I mean, a lot of the extended family, we'd be lucky if we'd see them every 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Now at least we know what's going on, and we can check them out every once in a while and following them, and they're following us, and it really does bring people together, in a lot tighter way. And and I think the interesting thing for businesses is if they're smart and they don't abuse it, and they really learn how to use the tools that you talk about, that this is the perfect way to get in front of, a really nice, friendly audience that's really happy and, hanging out online. And there's, Google's great. And I'm a big fan of Google Natural Search and all, but this is a totally different animal, isn't it?
Well, the thing about Google is it is great, but with Google, if you're doing some ads on Google, they're basically searching just a keyword. On Facebook, you can go to another level where specific interests, the demographics, exactly who your audience is. And that's what's amazing about it. Not only that, but I'm getting a kick out of the fact that during the holidays, I don't know if this is going to be a permanent thing. They have played around with it and done different things with it before. But basically, when you click on one of your friends right now, when you write on their status, or if it's their birthday, or if you go to their page, you have the option to give them a gift. Cool. And it's customized because, like, if it's someone's birthday, it was showing me, like, I was looking yesterday and maybe going to give a friend a present, and it was like champagne gummy bears, which I would love because I love champagne. And then I kept on scrolling through, and it was, some of it was pretty funny because people do find like relationship news on Facebook as well. And there's one that, like, say one of your friends goes through a breakup. Let's say, I have a lot of friends that also don't live in Miami. And, I'm not there with her, but I can actually send her something. And they had these candies that were hilarious because it was like one of the candies were like Swedish fish, I think. So the box said like plenty of fish in the sea. Uh-huh. Another one had like little pigs, and on the box it said like men are pigs, and it was like the breakup box. But it was just it was very funny. But they also had small gifts starting at like $5, which was like Starbucks. And my sister totally loves Starbucks. So I would probably send her something through that. And then there were also, Rick was joking around. We just moved into this place on Miami Beach. And he had joked around a while back saying that he would get the 1985, like the old school Mario Brothers covers for the bed. And I was like, oh, absolutely not. But when I found in the gifts, I found, have you seen those stickers that you can put on the wall to decorate? They're called, like, I forget what they're called, but they're very large stickers. And it was like the Mario Brothers where you step on the bricks and like everything, and you decorate your whole walls with it.
Oh, the fat head, or would they be the fat head? Yeah.
Exactly.
Those are amazing.
Like, those were really cool. And it was when I looked at maybe sending Rick a gift, I was looking at ideas through Facebook. And I got like 20 comments because everyone thought it was so funny. But now the way that you give gifts to people is changing. I can send a gift to someone without having their address. I can send them something on their birthday. You know, I can do something that's even as little as $5, which is, you know, the Starbucks. And there's a lot of other options and ideas for gifts. So it's changing the way that people communicate. It's also changing the way that people purchase products. And people like to research companies. I personally now, if I'm going to go eat at a restaurant or I'm going to go shop for some shoes or something like that, I like to go and look at their Facebook page or look at reviews, see what people are saying. I like to see if my friends are actually liking this product or what they're saying about it. And shoppers are now, you know, there's stats out there that used to be in the 78 percentile, but now it's 90%. That people are influenced by their peers to purchase.
As you know, you've inspired me a lot with the whole Facebook marketing. I don't even know what you'd call it. It is so amazing, and I'm doing some work for a little pub locally, and I've actually been taking you up on your advice from the show we did about a week ago, and we called How Facebook Can Boost Holiday Sales, and I've had a chance to actually dig in, and I would recommend to listeners, if they are interested in boosting holiday sales of any type of holiday, that they have a listen to Stephanie talk about that, because it is amazing, and just the way that you can target down to such a nice tight little level. Talk about how a business can really target on Facebook.
Yes. So what happens is, say that you're the pub that James is talking about. You can go in and you can post an offer. So it's very specific where you can say, okay, this is for in a store, or this is for online, or this is for both. Like, you have any option that you want. You select that offer, say it's for the holidays. So chances are you're probably already running holiday offers anyways. So if it's something that you're doing in your store, online, in your email marketing, you should definitely be doing it on Facebook as well. Because the great thing about Facebook is you can go in and you can say, okay, I want to target people that are going to come into the pub, and the pub is located in Vancouver, or it's located around this zip code, and you can actually target 25 miles around the zip code, 10 miles around the zip code, or only that zip code, or only that city. You can target, countries, cities, and then you can dig even deeper, where you can say, okay, my clientele is mostly men, so I want to target men, and they're of drinking age, so I'm going to target 21 and over, and I'm also going to target men that are interested in Monday Night Football, because I'm going to run an offer for Monday Night Football. And you can actually go in and find all these specific people, which are obviously your ideal customers, and give them a Monday Night Football offer that you're probably already doing inside your location anyways. And you can spend as little as $5. So that's just amazing. I mean, to me, it's something that's never been around before, to the point where not only can you get demographics, but you can also target interests. And it's not always about selling something on Facebook. Around the holidays, I would say definitely that's what your audience wants. And you can actually get feedback from your audience. Like, we launched a new brand, and we've been posting on their page for about 2 months. And we were kind of playing around with the strategy. And what I did was I did a poll, and I promoted the poll for $5. And that poll said, we were so excited to hit 10,000 fans, and we want to hear from you. Like, what topics are you most interested in? So we put beauty tips, information about our skincare, special offers, celebrity news, behind the scenes, and events. And we got a lot of votes. And it was a very clear amount of votes that showed us what does our audience want. Find out what your audience wants from you and give it to them. It's very simple. And it's a form of communication that you never had the chance to do before, because you spend 30 minutes to an hour a day or even less doing this, and you're able to reach 10,000 people, 1,000 people, however many you have in your page, and you can also promote it. Like, I promoted this for $5, and it reached 4,585 people. I'm looking at the post right now. It didn't cost me a lot, but it was very valuable information that before people used to pay a lot of money to get that kind of feedback, from so many customers.
It's truly a new day. Steph, I know you have a course at the School of Internet Marketing called Facebook 101. Could you please tell listeners all about it?
Absolutely. What's great about the course, this is the 101 course, and we're going to keep on digging deeper and deeper. I'm so excited to launch the School of Internet Marketing. It's going to be awesome. And the first course actually shows you everything you need to know about Facebook from a business perspective. I think a lot of people out there do it on a personal basis, but they don't really have the insights on what to do for a business. This is going to show you how to set up a business page. Now, you might already have one set up, but you still need to learn a couple little tips and tricks that I give you that will show you how to take it to the next level. And it's also going to show you how to make specific posts, how you can promote the posts, and how you can look at the analytics side. Because when you are doing that, when you are spending that time, you want to look and see what's working well for you. And all the reporting and the analytics is magical because it not only shows you what's working well, but it also shows you who's in your page, where are they located, what ages they are, male or female, and all that great information. So we're going to dig real deep, even in the 101.
Stephanie, as usual, this has been just great.
Thank you so much, James, and I'll see you in a month in Vegas.
We sure will. Look forward to it. All right, thanks, Steph.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about the School of Internet Marketing and to get access to all exclusive courses and interviews, visit theschoolofinternetmarketing.com. That's www.theschoolofinternetmarketing.com.